And Forsberg, I'll tell you what, as this offseason went, everybody's throwing around bouquets saying what a great offseason the Celtics had. I mainly associated it with Malcolm Brogdon. I didn't care too much when they signed Danilo Gallinari, but now I'm already feeling his loss because I'm like, damn, that was somebody with size who can shoot.
Yeah, so the way I look at it is, I don't think an eighth man on the roster, and Tomase, we said this the other day, that it's a huge deal. And I say that, and yet, like, so much of the Celtics offseason was they didn't have enough depth in the finals, and now you don't have an extra body. So where does that come from? And there's no obvious answer. And my one fear is you look around the East, and everybody's loading up. So the Cavs go out now, Donovan Mitchell, and every little bit helps. And it helps you weather 82 games. It helps you weather 109 games getting to the finals. And so it's definitely a loss. I'm interested to see what they do from here. Do they go out and search for a Carmelo Anthony or someone who can help bridge that gap without Danilo Gallinari out there? Or do they just say, like, look, we're already 9-10 deep. We're going to ride out with what we've got. Sam Hauser can give you some minutes and ride it from there. But undeniably, you can't sit here and say the Celtics had a great offseason because they had so much depth addition, and now they lose Danilo Gallinari, and it's, oh, no big deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's no big deal. I do tend more towards the DJ side of things of, like, yeah, Gallinari, nice player, shooter, but not going to play defense, not really. He's not a big in the traditional sense, you know, so I think you can survive that. I do think one area maybe that we're underestimating is the improvement of guys already on the roster. Like, just look at the leap that Grant Williams made from 2 years ago to last year. What if he makes a similar leap this year? Then you're not really worried about that spot. He's going to give you what you hoped Gallinari does. I mean, Peyton Pritchard could conceivably get better. He had a big game one in the finals. So, I mean, it's not like there's no hope here.
Does this make you rethink the Celtics offseason, though? Because, I mean, they also didn't. Famously, this is what the Brad Stevens era is. They didn't have a first-round pick. So Brogdon, obviously, very big.
But a first-round pick wasn't going to play with this team.
That's right. Probably wasn't going to be very good.
So my whole thing was, like, the reason everyone thinks the Celtics had a great offseason was because they added Malcolm Brogdon. And that gives you versatility where Jason Tatum might have to slide up and play the 5 a little bit. But at least you can get away with trotting out a lineup that has Smart, Brogdon, even Derek White. Like, you can go kind of small at the guard position and figure this out. I'm not overly concerned, but yet I do say, like, I don't want Jason Tatum playing 38, 40 minutes a game because we saw what happened. You had to grind. And now the East is a beast. And so you get to the playoffs and you still have to go through Brooklyn and Cleveland and whatever the path might be. I'd like to take it easy on them, but every night is going to be a little bit of a war. And so I hope that they're still deep enough to give those guys a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Do you go Carmelo now, Tomase?
I'm less opposed to it now because you have a clear opening, you have a need. Again, we're talking about like the 8th or 9th man. The idea of someone experienced who can come in and score, I'd be hypocritical to say that I liked Gallinari and then be like, but I don't want Carmelo. I mean, you're talking about the same kind of skill. It's basically someone who can come in and make an open shot and has a history of doing that. Gallinari certainly does in his career. Carmelo, more so, scoring champ, all of that. So I do worry, though, can Carmelo accept a really limited role? Because we're not talking about him as the 6th man. We're just not.
Right.
So what, you know, how much does he play and how much does he embrace that?
So I was worried about when Danilo comes back, how does Carmelo accept that he might only have 5-10 minutes a night? Now I think it's a little bit of a moot point. Like, he might play 20 minutes a night just to give Tatum and Brown some bit of a break. And so I'm more on board than I was probably a week ago. And I kept saying, like, you had to be committed to Carmelo the full year because of the way the tax works. And I think now more than ever, you're just like, okay, if you'll play for the veteran minimum, bring him on board and figure it out. And the East is a bit of an arms race right now. Every bit helps, and even if he doesn't play, as long as he's okay with being a veteran leader, then it'll work out.